If I'm honest, that was quite overwhelming. That was quite overwhelming. This is caffeine. Ah. I mean, use the back pad, use the floor. Create that internal stability. What is good, YouTube? You've joined me as I am making up my pre-workout concoction. So, we've got a chest and back on the cards today. I've got a non-stim pre-workout going in. Brand new tub of Naughty Boy this. It's a non-stim. I've got a double espresso about to be made up. Let's get this made. Because the time is, what is it, 1:30. I'm actually off work today. I stayed up late for the Super Bowl last night. And for those that care, it was a shit game. It was shit. So if you're neutral and you watch that, I do apologise on behalf of the NFL because it's rubbish. It was a rubbish game. But again, going off on a tangent, I don't even know if anyone's going to understand what I'm saying here. This is what happens when two average quarterbacks get to the Super Bowl. You know, you've got no superstar power there, and it just makes for awful viewing. And the defenses were just on top. But anyway, completely off topic there. My point is that I'm not working today. So I've done some online work. I've done some check-ins this morning. I've done some editing, had a call, and now, like I said, it's 1:30. I've had my oats. They went in about an hour and a half ago, give or take. And now I'm going to go and train. So I don't like to... Hang on a minute. Did I buy the is this the non-stim one? This is caffeine. Ah. I thought I bought a non-stim one. Caffeine anhydrous. I'm guessing that's just normal caffeine. Is caffeine anhydrous in a pre-workout caffeine? Ah, shit, it's fucking, I thought I bought the non-stim version, and I haven't. Or did I buy the non-stim version of DFib? No, I've bought two caffeine-based. I'm so dumb, man. Oh my God, look. Right, these are the two pre-workouts I bought the other day, okay? I thought this was a non-stim, and this was caffeine-based, because I like having both. Oh, man. Now I've got two pre-workouts, both caffeine-dosed. What a dumbass. Anyway, okay, well, I'm not gonna, what am I gonna do? Okay, no, I've still got some of this non-stim. ABE, right, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna have to go and order more non-stim. I'm gonna have tubs coming out my ears. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't even know what I was saying. I went off on a tangent talking about the NFL. I'm not working today, so we're gonna go and train middle of the afternoon, which is quite nice. I'm back training at King's now, for anyone that cares. The reason I left was mainly because of time. I didn't have the time to really get there with how busy I was PTing. But I've managed to kind of move my schedule around to allow me to get there. For those that are wondering, I put 14 grams of this in. So this is a non-stim. This has no caffeine in it. So my caffeine's coming from my double espresso. The reason why I'm moving towards non-stim pre-workouts is because I have far less of a crash. And it just helps me manage my caffeine intake a little bit. So I'm gonna get some caffeine in from the double espresso. This is gonna help me with focus, pump, etc., you name it. And yeah, we're gonna go and hit chest and back. So this is my second week back in at King's. So I haven't actually created my training program just yet, because what I'm probably gonna have is I'm gonna be training at both gyms really. Depending on my schedule, it's likely what I'm gonna try and do is hit chest and back at King's, legs at King's, upper possibly also at King's, and then shoulders and arms in Sutton. So that's the plan. If it means I do 2 and 2, I'm also not mad about that either. Because as long as I can get chest and back in at Kings and legs at Kings, I'm really happy. They're the two main ones. And they're the two, depending on how you train, you probably won't notice much of a difference. But it's the little things like the leg extensions and the isolation movements, just how they feel at Kings is just unbeatable, whatever you say. Because obviously, for those who don't know watching this, thinking what's Kings? Kings is a bodybuilding gym. Kings, oh fuck, it's hot. Kings is a bodybuilding gym. So if you just imagine what the equipment's like, it's better. But to the average person, it's probably no different. Not saying that I'm above average, but you get what I'm trying to say. I'm a bit OTT with stuff like that. I like certain things to feel a certain way. And I just like the machines at Kings. That's it, in a nutshell. Having said that, I've trained in Sutton for the last sort of year or so, and loved it, to be honest with you. I've had no problems with it. The main issue why I wanted to move gym or like start training back at Kings is really because when I have to finish work and then train, I really struggle with that. That sort of switch, you know, turning from coach mode to time for Regan to train mode. I find that really difficult. So I'm gonna take the camera with me. I'm gonna run you through, I think I'm gonna film all the exercises. I'm gonna bring the mic as well, because it should be quiet, hopefully at 1:30, 2 o'clock. I've also got a massage booked at 5, which I'm fucking buzzing about. I strongly suggest, if you're heavily into your gym, or to be honest, I strongly suggest it for everyone. Even if you're someone who's very limited in movement day to day, like you're desk based and you sit at a computer all hours of the day, I strongly suggest you get deep tissue work done every sort of 8 to 12 weeks, really. I know it's expensive, but if you think about it, 50 quid, I'm not being funny, if you go out with your mates, that's 2 rounds, really. Well, maybe 3 rounds. But you get my point. It's like you need to value your body. Okay, so even though it's 50 quid, don't stress about it, because it's well worth it. Right, I'm gonna finish this, pack my shit up, I'll catch you in the car. So yeah, I mentioned before about single arm pull downs and the cable being my favorite. The problem is when you come to a gym like this, you're blessed with equipment that can simulate that very well, which is what I have here. So this is basically what you've seen me doing in my other gym, the single arm cable pull down with the bench propped upright. I've got my stability here, got my pad here. You don't want too much bicep flexion, so when that hand is too close to the shoulder as it's coming down, you're getting a fair bit of bicep activation. So try and keep that hand away from you. You'll see I'm kind of leaning back, which basically gives me enough room to really just drive my elbow into my hip. Oh. Slightly undershooting the weight a little bit because I don't know if I'll be able to do 3 plates. If this goes well, I'll go up 3 plates on the last one. But I'd always rather undershoot new movements than overshoot. Otherwise you'll be chasing for a long time. So as a tip for you, if you're putting a new exercise in, always undershoot what you think you can do. And listen, if you hit it and it's easy, do more. So it's better to undershoot than over. Okay. Back exercise, single arm dumbbell row. Now I may not be taking advantage of all the machinery here, but I've been really enjoying this movement, so I don't want to take it out. So again, as always, focusing on elbow to hip Allow that lat to stretch. At the bottom, keep your core very, very tight. As soon as you lose core stability here, game's gone. Yeah, I've only got three back movements. A horizontal pull, vertical pull, and a chest supported row. Again, with three movements, you need to cover all bases. So be very, very specific, unless you want to be in the gym for 3-4 hours. And the main thing we're looking at here is obviously thinking biceps to touch. It's the only thing I'm cueing here. Biceps to touch, try and limit the amount of work that my hands are doing here. And try not to grip the handles too hard. Very low impact exercise, so make sure you send it all the way. No. No. Oh my God. You know, pump I get on that chest, oh my goodness me, it's diabolical. Incline press, life, fitness. Thanks, bro. Again, main focus here is obviously driving that upper arm up and across. And one thing that I think people short out on, or they miss out on when they do machine presses, is using the stability of the machine. So when I say that, I mean use the back pad, use the floor, create that internal stability and work hard. Ah, come on. Ah. Oh. Oh. Right, last exercise of the day. Prime chest press. Very new movement this for me. Not the first time I've used Prime, but understanding how to load it and everything, it just takes a minute to get your head around. So essentially what I'm looking for here is the weight to drop off as I press through. So down here, it's the hardest bit, and I press it through. Yeah. You have to work with your chest, right? At this point in the workout, my chest is pretty cooked. So having the ability to kind of change the resistance of it is actually fantastic. This is obviously one of the benefits of coming to train in a gym like this. So by loading it in the top and the middle, I'm making sure the majority of the hard work is at the start through to the middle. And then when I press it up through to the top, it obviously drops off a little bit. I might use this as my working set because I think it's gonna be heavy. Obviously, I appreciate not everyone's gonna be blessed with this sort of machine. But obviously, if you do have this sort of machine, take time to understand how it works because it's really beneficial. Especially at certain points in your workout where your body's fatigued. If you can work with that and understand that, then you're gonna just get more out of your workout. Oh. Oh, so I mean, that gets heavy quick, boy. Oh my God. And that is a wrap. Chest and back all wrapped up. If I'm honest, that was quite overwhelming. That was quite overwhelming. It's not my first time in this gym. I used to train here all the time. But I think now I've gone back to it and I've got this camera, I've got a mic on. I know a lot of the people in there. I don't know. I just felt really anxious actually doing that video. I'm not going to lie to you. And you'll notice that because a lot of the clips are quite short. I didn't feel like there was like loads of space for me to like film, but without you knowing what this gym's like, everyone films in there. Well, I say everyone, not everyone, but it's very much encouraged. There's no issues with tripods. Obviously, you've got to be respectful, not to get into people's ways and stuff. So there's no reason why I should feel anxious about recording in there. But I don't know. I think maybe it's because I've not been there in such a long time and now I'm recording there. I don't know. Let's hope it just gets better, because I didn't enjoy that. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not enjoy that one bit. And that's why, like, some of the clips you probably just watched, maybe you might not notice, but to me, I was rushing them. You know, I was trying to talk and then do the set, but I felt like I was kind of rushing through them just to kind of stop recording, which is not like me, really. It's not like me. But I guess this is just a nice reminder to everyone who watches me. It's not always as easy as it may look. I don't know. Everyone's like, oh, like, your videos are really good, like, you come across really well. Sometimes we hate this shit too. Sometimes we don't want to do this. And today was one of them days. But I said to myself, do you know what? You've got no reason not to do it. Get a chest and back video filmed, get some tips out there, and ultimately practice what you preach, right? I'm always telling everyone, no one gives a shit. And no one cares about what I've just done. But like I said, even on our best days or our worst days, we still feel the same. So people who record regularly, we still have days where we don't want to do it. And like I said, I can't even pinpoint why I feel like that. But anyway, saying before my Osmo decided to take a trip, I'm going to leave the video there. That is a chest and back day done. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm off for a deep tissue massage in an hour and a half, and it's not going to be fun in the slightest, because I haven't had one for about 10, 12 weeks, and I try to aim for 8 to 10 if I can. But I feel good. My body feels okay, but it definitely feels tight. It definitely feels ready for one. So I'm going to call it there. As always, if you enjoyed, please drop me a like. It's really, really helpful. And hit me a subscribe if you are enjoying the content. If you've got any recommendations for any videos, please let me know what you want to see. At the minute, I'm just picking up the camera and just going with it. Not really trying to script too much. But if there's anything that you specifically want to see me talk about or cover, or literally anything, let me know, and I'll make sure I make it as a point of interest. But as always, I'll catch you in the next one.